Welcome to Convocation 2006. Mr. Mark Keltner and the Olathe North Jazz Ensemble, thank you. While they're moving their instruments, I'd like to do a little housekeeping announcement and just remind you that in case of a fire, there are 4 exits in the back and 2 here in the front, but of course there isn't going to be a fire because Mr. Jim Houghton is here to make sure that doesn't happen. Now it's my pleasure to introduce our celebrity guest MC, Fox 4 News anchor Phil Witt, who's back by popular demand after doing such an outstanding job last year. He's worked in broadcast journalism for more than 30 years and has received numerous awards, not just for his work as a professional journalist, but for his lifelong commitment to youth and community service, including being inducted into the Mid-America Education Hall of Fame. He is currently on or has served on the boards of close to a dozen charitable and civic organizations and task force, primarily working with children because he has a big heart for kids. Let's hear a big convocation welcome for Phil Witt.
Thank you, Laura Lee. What a great greeting. I'll tell you what, I wish I could have that every night because the camera with the little red lights, they don't applaud. They don't applaud. So I like this feedback. And I'll tell you what, I would love to have the Olathe North Jazz Ensemble here with me all the time. What a great group. In fact, I'd love to have the drummer back out here. Just give me a few rim shots every now and then to kind of warm things up. Well, it's great to be here with you in Legoland. home of the Olathe School District. It's great to be with you again for another convocation. Thanks for inviting me back to celebrate one more time the start of another great year for all of you teachers, you staff members, you supporters of education. Going to be another great year? All right. Couldn't be better. Can you believe the summer has already disappeared? Almost impossible to believe that, we've gone through 3 months since you let your classes out. Here it is, August, the end of what I would normally say is a long, hot summer, but this one was a short, hot summer. But maybe with the 105-degree temperatures we've been having, getting back into your air-conditioned rooms might not be so bad. And here you are with all this enthusiasm, 4,000 strong of you. My goodness. Now the key is, right, to keep that enthusiasm going on September 15th and then October 15th and on, but especially tomorrow when those kids arrive and you start the classes for the 2006-2007 school year. My hat goes off to you, and I stand here in tribute of all of you teachers and you supporters of education, and I give you a big round of applause. Thank you very much. Now, I had to leave very early this morning because I live north of the river up by the airport, and I was a little low on gas. So I was a little worried that I wouldn't make it here, and I had to take time to stop off the bank to get a second mortgage to afford a gallon of gas. But here I am, made it here just in time, and I'm excited to spend another day with you. When I was coming here again, I was wondering, well, what could I say differently that I didn't share with you last year? And so I was sitting with my good friend and former partner, Dan Henry. You remember Dan Henry? Who remembers Dan Henry? All right. I was sitting with him over the weekend. For those of you who are new to the area, Dan Henry used to be Mike Thompson. Dan Henry was our weatherman at Fox 4 when we were Channel 4 NBC years ago, and retired, about 12 years ago, and then Mike took his place. Well, I was sitting with Dan, and Dan, for those of you who don't know, used to be a teacher. He was a teacher down in Coffeyville, taught science, I believe, and I said, Dan, I'm going to go spend some time with the Olathe teachers and principals and staff members and what have you. What do you think I ought to tell them to start out? And he said, Phil, I got just the thing for you. You know, Dan. He said, I came up with 10 good ways that you can tell if you're a teacher. And this is what Dan Henry shared with me. You might be able to tell you're a teacher if you have no life between August and June. You might be a teacher if you want to stop the next person who says, must be nice just to work from 8 to 3 and have your summers off. You might be a teacher when out in public you feel the urge to talk to strange children and correct their behavior. And Dan told me, share this with you. You might be a teacher if you refer to adults as boys and girls. Or if you encourage your spouse by saying, you're a good helper. Or if you've ever had your profession slammed by someone who wouldn't dream of trying to do what you do. You might be a teacher if meeting a child's parents instantly answers a question, why is this child like this? Or you might be a teacher if you believe that extremely annoying ought to be a special box on the report card. Or if you have learned 100 good reasons for being late. From your kids, of course. Or finally, you might be a teacher if you've ever had second thoughts about having more children or your first child because every name you can think of instantly raises anger. Kudos to my buddy Dan Henry for that one. I think he saved that forever. Because it never changes for you teachers, right? As long as time goes on, it's the same thing. You know what? As I was, again, preparing today, I tried to look up some wisdom that I could share with you as well. And in starting out the school year, I couldn't, I don't think, come up with a better few sentences than this by Chaim Ginat, the famous Israeli-born teacher and child psychologist who wrote the great bestseller that's, I think, been on the bestseller list since the 60s when he wrote it, called Between Parent and Child. He said, And remember, this is him as a teacher. I've come to the frightening conclusion that I am the decisive element in the classroom. It's my personal approach that creates the climate. It's my daily mood that makes the weather. As a teacher, I possess a tremendous power, a power to make a person's life miserable or joyous. I can be a tool of torture or an instrument of inspiration. I can humiliate or I can humor, hurt or heal. In all situations, it's my response that decides whether a crisis will be escalated or de-escalated, and whether a person is humanized or dehumanized. As you sit there, ladies and gentlemen, ready to start your new year with all this enthusiasm, and I know I'm preaching to the choir here, it's important to keep that very serious element in your mind as well. There is nothing more important in our society than being a teacher, because your work tomorrow and on through this year and then on through your career will shape the future of every single human being that you touch, and by extension, the human beings that they touch, and so on and so forth. It has almost become trite to say that you deal with our future. The future is our children, but it's not trite. You can't say it more often. Our children are the most important asset we have, and you are the protectors and the shapers of our children. I salute you again, and I hope that you will always remember the vastly important position you have in our society. Thank you for your service. All right, on with the show. At this time, I'd like to introduce the Olathe Police Department Color Guard, led by Lieutenant Laverne Fields, who will present the flag, and then will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance by Mr. Bob Milburn, a Korean War veteran, a lifetime community volunteer, and a graduate of the class of 1951. Please stand, everyone, for the posting of the flag.
Please join me in a salute to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Milburn. Please remain standing. Let's now pause for the singing of the national anthem. Our soloist, Sarah North, grew up in the district. She was a student at Washington and Mahaffey Elementaries, Santa Fe Trail Junior, and a graduate of Olathe North High School. Sarah did her student teaching at Countryside Elementary and Olathe Northwest, and she's just beginning her first year now as a teacher at Tomahawk Elementary, where she is the new music teacher. Her mother, Nancy North, is Title I reading teacher at Indian Creek Elementary. Ladies and gentlemen, Sarah North.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air,
Thank you, everyone. Give a big round of applause to Mr. Milburn, Sarah North, and the Olathe Police Department Color Guard. At this moment, Superintendent Dr. Pat Aul has a few words to share with you before we move on with the program. Dr. Aul?
I want to thank Sarah for that beautiful rendition of our national anthem, and thank Mr. Milburn for being here today to lead us in the pledge. You're going to hear a little bit more about Bob Milburn later in the convocation. I'd like to welcome you to the 2006 Convocation. It's an honor for me as superintendent to be here for the second year. As we prepare to launch this new year, though, I want to take a few moments of our convocation to reflect on our school district family. This year, I want to especially welcome back John Cervetti. John was serving us in Iraq during convocation last year. He's now back teaching with us at Chisholm Trail with his family and with his school district family. As many of you may be aware, one of our school communities is mourning the loss of a longtime faculty member who was recently in a car accident. Terry James, an Olathe High School graduate, a teacher and coach at Olathe South High School for 24 years, is being mourned by that school community and all of us. And so as they are trying to prepare for students to arrive tomorrow, I know that this has been an added responsibility as they move into the new school year. We also want to let you know that there are other of our family that are no longer with us since last convocation. Jean Ferguson was a longtime nurse in the school district, first at Black Bob Elementary and then at Heatherstone Elementary, who bravely fought a long illness and served Olathe children for 28 years. Dave Besor, coach and teacher at Olathe North, and Carolyn Grapp, who was part of our food production center, were also tragically killed this year in car accidents. I also know that many of our staff members, some of them here today, have suffered significant family losses during the year, and we want you to know that we're thinking about you individually and privately today, and I'd like at this time for us to take a moment of silence to remember each of these individuals before we go on with our program. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Aul. We'd like to now welcome some special guests and other supporters of the Olathe School District as we begin 2006-2007. Our special guests, the school district's business partners, our seniors serving schools, retired district employees, and many parent volunteers who help make the schools a welcoming place for our children, as well as our sponsors and door prize donors. Let's give all of our sponsors, our business partners, and our volunteers and other special guests a big, big round of applause. And those of you who are winning prizes, even bigger rounds of applause. It's an honor now to introduce your Olathe School District Board of Education. Please stand and remain standing, all of you, as I name the board members. Mr. Kevin Gilmore, President, Mrs. Linda Wilhelm, Vice President, and members Rita Ashley, Jim Churchman, Dr. Bob Drummond, Harlan Parker, and Mike Poland. All members of the school board, please stand and give them a round of applause, everyone. We also have a number of elected officials, both local and regional, with us today. There are too many of them here to name, unfortunately, so we're going to kind of introduce them en masse. We have representatives of the Olathe City Council, the cities of Lenexa and Overland Park, the Johnson County Commission, and from the Kansas Legislature. We're honored that you're all with us. Would you all stand and let us give you our appreciation for your leadership in our various government services? And also from the United States Congress, your representative from the 3rd District of Kansas, Mr. Dennis Moore. Dennis? We're very pleased that our elected officials could be with us here today, in addition to the school board and all of our school district supporters. Well, now it's time for the first round of door prizes. And I'm going to ask Laura Lee to come up and help me with this. You have to be present to win, and we have several more to give away during the next hour and a half, so don't leave. Even if you have lesson plans to do, don't leave, because we have some terrific ones. And Laura Lee's going to give the first one. You can pick up your prizes in the Flex Theater right across the hall after the convocation. Laura Lee?
Thank you. Every door prize winner will also receive, in addition to their door prize, gift certificates from Culver's of Olathe and from Chipotle. Our first prize is appropriately named the Going Back to School gift, a $100 gift certificate from the Supply Closet, a 30-minute massage and a microderm abrasion from Covenant Skincare, and a $25 gift certificate from Sisters in Spirit. And the winner is Ann Johnson, Ridgeview Elementary 5th grade teacher.
Where's Ann? There she is, right back there. Now, go rub shoulders with Ann and head over to the boats with her. Little luck, never hurts. Culver's and Chipotle. Are MCs allowed to get into this drawing? I like that too. All right, next we have the Healthy Living Package to go with your Culver's and your Chipotle. A 3-month family membership to the YMCA from Olathe YMCA, a 30-minute massage and microdermabrasion from Covenant Skincare, and a brand new bicycle from Pepsi. And the winner is Kim Kid Riley, Sunnyside Elementary Library Clerk. Where's Kim? Yeah, Kim? She knows where she is. We're going to have another 2 or 3 rounds of draw prizes, so everyone stay tuned for that as well. You new teachers, I know you think you have all the answers, right? Fresh out of college, or you've just come from another assignment after a year or 2 in your classroom, you think you have all the answers. Well, I was talking to a veteran teacher the other day. She said, you challenge them with this. These are questions teachers never want to hear their students ask, because you won't have the answers. Why are there interstate highways in Hawaii? Why isn't phonetic spelled the way it sounds? Why doesn't glue stick to the inside of the bottle? If a cow laughed, would milk come out its nose? If nothing sticks to Teflon, how do they get the Teflon to stick to the pan? Explain that one. If you're a vehicle going the speed of light, what happens when you turn the headlights on? Another question you never want to hear your students ask. Have you ever imagined a world without hypothetical situations? How does the guy who drives the snowplow get to work on snowy mornings? You know that little indestructible black box that they make for airplanes? Why don't they make the entire airplane out of that stuff? And finally, is there another word for synonym? Think about it. Those are questions you never want your children to ask. All right. We have, what's next? Oh, goodness. Okay. Convocation, a great opportunity for all district employees to hear from the elected Board of Education. It's my pleasure now to reintroduce the board president, Mr. Kevin Gilmore. Mr. Gilmore served on the board for 4 years. He's just finishing up his first 4-year term. He's also a proud parent of students in the district and a longtime district supporter. Mr. Kevin Gilmore, your board president. Kevin? Good to see you.
Well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. It's good to see all the Olathe School District family and community members here together in one place for this very special convocation. It's always a highlight of our year. I know our board was already introduced to you. I just wanted to briefly say that I have the privilege of serving with 6 of some of the most dedicated, hardworking people and public servants that you'll ever want to meet. And would you join me in just congratulating them one more time for their service? On behalf of our Board of Education today, let me simply and sincerely say welcome and thank you for another school year that we know is going to involve many challenges, but also many opportunities and many accomplishments. We know it will also be one of meeting high expectations and fulfilling our vision of students prepared for their future. A little more than a year ago, our Board of Education was responsible for making what is perhaps the single most significant decision that any school board will ever face, and that's the appointment of a new superintendent. This was not simply a decision about filling a vacancy due to the retirement of Dr. Wimmer. This was about selecting a leader who would be able to motivate our people, set the tone, and articulate the vision for the future of our district. Dr. Pat All was our choice then, and she remains our choice today. She's done a remarkable job during her first year as superintendent of our Olathe School District, and I'd like you to join me and our board in thanking her for all of her hard work and dedication over this past year. Thank you, Dr. All. Dr. All is a tremendous person of influence. I knew that when we made the decision to ask her to be our superintendent. Her many years of experience in our district and her active involvement across the community are well known. But it wasn't until after she began serving as our superintendent that I noticed the realm of influence that she had that went beyond our community. In fact, it's worldwide. I don't know if it's because she's a personal friend of Bill Gates or how she managed to do this, but it's actually on the internet. Now, I'm not talking about her inventing the internet. That's not what I'm talking about. But if you use the internet, then you probably also use email. And if you use email, then you probably know what I'm talking about. She's right there, no matter where your email comes from. Her influence is right there, right in front of you. You read your email, and then you're faced with a choice. Do I reply to sender or reply to all? It's like she's watching everything we do, and I think she likes that. Well, when you break it down, Dr. All is responsible to implement and manage the policies and objectives set forth by our school board, and our school board is elected by our community, and we're asked to look out for the best interest of our community with respect to the public education process. So if you reply to all by the performance of your service to the district, in whatever form it may take, then you're really responding to the needs and the call of our entire community. Now, this is the part of my speech where I need some audience participation. I know the theme of Convocation is Dare to Dream, but I think we need to create a new mantra, reply to all for everything that we do. All right? So let's practice this. Bear with me now. Would you say it with me? Reply to all. Oh, that's good. One more time. Reply to all. Good. Can you see it? After every staff meeting, the teachers stand up and say, good. Right before every state assessment, the teachers and the students stand up and say, as our sports teams break their huddles and clap their hands, they say, and as our school board adjourns our meeting and maybe goes into executive session, we say, reply to all. Well, in everything we do as a district, let it be in response to the leadership of our superintendent and her constant challenge for us to produce educated students prepared for their future. So the next time you read an email and you see the reply to all, I hope you'll take a moment to stop and think about Dr. All and her leadership in our district and the very heavy responsibilities that she carries. And perhaps you'll join me in also whispering a prayer for her this year. She's proven to us that she's not afraid to challenge the status quo, and she understands the importance of setting high expectations and the need for accountability. As the leader of our district, she dares to dream of the potential of our students, teachers, and administrators, and our staff. She dares to dream of how we can meet the expectations of the parents who entrust their children to our care for such a significant part of their school day and the school year. Last week, I had the privilege of welcoming nearly 300 educators who are new to our district. And part of my remarks to them revolved around a quote I recently read about from Claiborne Pell, former U.S. Senator from Rhode Island, who said, and I quote, "The strength of the United States is not the gold at Fort Knox or the weapons of mass destruction that we have, but the sum total of the education and the character of our people." I believe the strength of our district is not found in the wealth of our community or our ability to provide for new school buildings or the use of technology in the classroom, as important as all of those things are. Like Senator Pell, I believe the primary strength of our community comes from the sum total of the quality educational experience you provide and the character of our people. As a Board of Education, we're often called upon to work with Dr. All on a variety of problems and challenges and opportunities. That's a natural part of the governance process that we've been elected to do. But one of the most wonderful things about serving on our board is the times we hear from parents who want to praise their teacher or want to praise the administration at their school building. Or we meet the new family in town who says that they moved specifically within the boundaries of our district so they could send their children to our schools. We sense it when we visit our site councils and participate with them. It's our people, and more specifically, the character of our people that are our greatest strength. So again, I say welcome and thank you for helping us continue our district's rich traditions and history. We know that none of our success happens by accident. It takes a lot of hard work on your part. I heard a saying once that said, hard work spotlights the character of people. Some turn up their sleeves, some turn up their noses, and some don't even turn up at all. Well, we're glad that you turned up this year, and we want to say congratulations on another successful year. Know that your Board of Education supports you, and we're grateful for all that you do. May God bless you. Thank you.
Kevin Gilmore, your board president. Wow, is your email inbox going to be full tomorrow? It's going to make the school district server crash. It's time now for more door prizes. I just love being the happiest guy around. This kind of appreciated this way. We have a bag of fun from Davidson Promotions, a Cutter and Buck bag with coffee mug and car tool kit, along with a $25 Quick Trip gift card, which will get you a couple of ounces of gas. We've also thrown in a $100 Visa gift card from Commerce Bank of Olathe. Yeah, that's good. And the winner is Albert Carpenter from Santa Fe Trail Junior High School, the special education teacher. There you go, Albert.
Now we have an almost winning the lottery prize, a $300 savings bond from Hillcrest Bank. And the winner is Edgar Quinones, Heatherstone Custodian.
All right. Again, just a reminder, when you go into some of these places of business that have provided prizes for our door prizes, give them a thank you in person, too. They'll appreciate that as well, and let them know how much you respect them and appreciate them for supporting the Olathe School District. You know, there is so much talent in this school district, it's hard to include everyone that we ought to showcase every year. So Dr. All asked all of the district's vocal music teachers if they could perform together for this convocation. Well, how could they say no? So they replied to all that they would. And they have chosen to sing Why We Sing, directed by Teresa Murray, Scarborough music teacher. Brought your own cheering section, eh, Teresa? Featured soloist is Ken Woodward, Black Bob music teacher. They'll be accompanied by Pam Williamson, Olathe Northwest music teacher. And now, ladies and gentlemen, your district vocal music teachers. A sound of hope
a sound of peace, a sound that celebrates and speaks what we believe, a sound of love, a sound so strong. It's amazing what is given when we share a song.
This is why we sing, why we lift our voice, why we stand as one in harmony. This is why we sing, why we lift our voice. Take my hand and sing with me. Soothe the soul and the heart. Bring together lives that have been torn apart. Share the joy, share the joy. Find a friend. It's a never-ending gift that circles back again. This is why we sing, why we lift our voice, why we stand as one in harmony. This is why we sing, why we lift our voice. Take my hand and sing with me. Music builds a bridge, it can tear down a wall. Music is a language that can speak to one and all. This is why we sing, why we lift our voice, why we stand as one in harmony. This is why we sing, why we lift our voice. Take my hand and sing with me. This is why we sing. This is why we sing. This is why we
Your district music teachers, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Boy, they not only teach, they do, huh? That was fabulous. I think we've got the makings of an internationally renowned chorale here. You ought to get together more often. I just wish that their students could be here to witness that too. Wouldn't that be a fabulous display of their musical talent as well as their ability? You bet. Just outstanding, ladies and gentlemen. Fine job. All right, time now for more door prizes. Laura Lee. Oh, I beg your pardon. Before we do that, and I realize that got you all excited here, but there's something really exciting now too, because we want to have a few moments from the mayor of Olathe to welcome you all to your new year as teachers and staff members here in the district. Please welcome Mr. Michael Copeland, the mayor of Olathe.
Good morning, everybody. Door prizes or a politician? Thanks, Phil. Rather patronizing of you this morning, but that's okay. I love you anyway. Good morning. What a great day on the Great Plains it is, and a great day in Olathe. Good morning. I am privileged to join all of you here as we celebrate the beginning of another school year in Olathe. I look forward to being a part of Olathe District Schools Convocation each year. It is a highlight. What a wonderful and exciting time of unity and inspiration in our community. The time we will share together this morning will leave all of us re-energized with a new sense of purpose and passion for what we do. Most importantly, this is a time to celebrate our dreams for our children and our future. For it is dreams that motivate us, drive us, and enable us to succeed despite the challenges we may face. And it is your passion and commitment as educators that will provide students with equal opportunities for education and the tools they need to fulfill their dreams. Quality education and the strong principles upheld by Olathe District Schools form the very cornerstone of our great city, and you are the source of our pride and our success. Your dreams and vision will have a profound impact on the lives of our youth, and it is you who will give them invaluable opportunities to learn, to grow, and to dream. You will encourage them to strive for greatness. You will help them be prepared to make our community and our world a better place. We are all so fortunate to be a part of our community, a vibrant and fast-growing community that is focused on the importance of education and preparing our youth for the 21st century, for 21st century jobs and educational opportunities. By working together as educators, parents, and business and community leaders, we are building a solid foundation for our future. Anybody here read Money Magazine? Anybody see? Oh, come on, we have some business teachers here. Anybody see the July issue? Well, Money ranked us again one of the best cities in America. It's a resounding confirmation of the many, many blessings we enjoy. Our strong economy here in our community, safe neighborhoods, our sense of community, and our unwavering commitment to our most precious asset, our children. This coming year will bring many things to you: new leadership, new challenges, and new opportunities to shape the future of our education in our community. And I know that you are ready for those challenges and opportunities, and I look forward to working with you. On behalf of the city councils for the cities served by Olathe District Schools, I want to express our full support for you and Olathe District Schools and our heartfelt thanks for all that you mean to our community and our students. I am deeply honored to serve not only as a mayor of Olathe, but as a partner with you and a dad of 2 Meadow Lane Mustangs in making our dreams a reality and empowering our youth to dream even bigger. I wanted to follow up on one thing that Mr. Gilmore indicated in his comments about people moving here for the quality of our district. Last night at Sneak a Peek at Meadow Lane, I was fortunate to sit across the table with a family who had just moved here from another area. And they were moving to Kansas City for a job opportunity. And they critically evaluated 4 school districts in the Kansas City area, the top 4. Where'd they choose? Olathe. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Mayor Michael Copeland of the city of Olathe, words of welcome from the city. Thank you very much, Mayor. I told you that led off the latest round of draw prizes. You're all winners because you got to enjoy the mayor's remarks. But now it's time for the other prizes. We have more door prizes. Again, your assistants, Laura Lee. We have first of all, a saving up to buy a tank of gas prize. That'll take the rest of your life. A $200 savings bond from Securities Savings Bank, and the winner is Sharon Morris of Prairie Center Elementary School, the school nurse. Way to go, Sharon.
Okay, this one is the Dreamin' About Broadway prize. a 30-minute massage and a microdermabrasion from Covenant Skincare, a haircut and style and makeup application from Encounters Hair Salon and Day Spa to get you ready to go out on the town with your 2 tickets to the new dinner theater from Penwell Gable Funeral Home, plus 2 season tickets to the Olathe Community Theater. And the winner is Deborah Mulcahy, Manchester Park Elementary Computer Lab Assistant.
Congratulations to our winners, and thanks again to the sponsors and prize donors. We have one more round of draw prizes, the grand prizes, so stick around. All right. The next performance is really going to delight and amaze you, as if the ones previously haven't. Emily Sheehy will be in the 3rd grade this year at Arbor Creek School. She has been playing the violin since she was 3. She's a member of the Olathe Area Youth Symphony under the direction of Mr. Randy Dietrich, orchestra teacher at Chisholm and Frontier Trail. Oh, Arbor Creek outdid you, Chisholm and Frontier. Come on. Emily is also a member of the Ottawa Suzuki Strings, and when she is not playing the violin, Emily can frequently be found reading a book. Good for you, Emily. Swimming or playing soccer, making crafts, cooking, and doing science experiments, also among her many activities. She does not sleep, ladies and gentlemen. Emily will make her solo debut at the Liberty Symphony in late September, and when she grows up, she wants to be a pediatrician. Today, she will perform for us Tempo di Minuetto by Fritz Kressler, accompanied by Michelle Reed. Please welcome Miss Emily Sheehy. Emily Sheehy. Emily Sheehy. Barbara Creek. Third grader. She's so good it's almost scary. Wow. There's got to be a 25-year-old in that third grader body. That is amazing. Way to go, Emily. You know what? I hope my great-grandchildren have you for a pediatrician. Because I know not only will they be taken good care of, but also office visits are going to be awfully fun with you around. Thanks, Emily. Let's all now take a moment to just sort of, kind of shake off the cobwebs, as if Emily's performance didn't do that. So get up in your places right now and just kind of, move around a little bit. And while you're up shaking things off, we have a little test here. It's not going to be hard. All of you who have been to one of these convocations before, applaud, raise your hands, do something. Everybody who's been part of this convocation before. All right. Now a big cheer for all of the new district employees. New district employees, big cheer from you. Glad to have you with us. And now we'd like to take a moment to recognize the people who are graduates of our district, who have just become employees of the district, all the new educators who graduated from the Olathe School District that are now employees of the district. Raise your hands or wave your hands. There they are. Give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. And before you sit down, we want you to give a standing ovation to the people who helped make this event possible here at Northwest. Please give Dr. Gwen Poss, principal, Claude Huffman, lead custodian, Scott Kingery and Jamie Sukup of Food Services for everything they've done to make this event possible. Big round of applause.